I want to ask you something and I want you to really think about your answer. If you had to make a decision right now, sell a property first or buy your next one first, what would you do? Because here's the thing, most people pick the wrong one not because they are careless, but because they genuinely don't know what the difference actually costs. And in today's Singapore market, the difference is not a small rounding error. We're talking about six figures. Hi, I'm Gary, and in the next 8 minutes, I'm going to walk you through exactly why this decision is the most important one you'll make in your entire property journey. The numbers, the rules, and the right way to think about it. And if at any point you want to know what your property is actually worth right now, so you can make this decision with real numbers, the link to a free instant valuation is in the description below. No agent chasing you, just your number. Alright, let's start with what we're actually deciding between because the term sounds simple, but the implications are very different. Sell first means exactly what it says. You sell your current property, you receive the proceeds, and then you go and buy your next one. You're first-time property buyers again in the eyes of the tax rule. Buy first means you buy your next property while still owning your current one. That means you're holding the two properties at the same time, even if it's just for 2 months. Sounds convenient, right? Just buy what you want, then sort out the sale. But here's the thing. The moment you own two properties at the same time, the rules change completely. And they don't change in small ways. Let me show you the difference side by side, and then you can decide which one you prefer. Here's it, the number that stops most people in their track. If you're a Singapore citizen and you buy a second residential property, meaning you're still holding on to your current one, you pay 20% additional buyer's stamp duty upfront before you move in, before you sell anything. On a 1.2 million condo, that's 240,000. On a 1.5 million unit, 300,000. On 2 million, 400,000. All of that before you collected a single dollar from the sale of your current home. Now, I know what some of you are thinking. There's an ABSD remission scheme for married couple, yes? There is. If you are a Singapore citizen couple, you can claim a refund, but only if you sell your existing property within 6 months of buying the new one. And here's the catch, you still have to pay the $300,000 upfront. You're borrowing 6 figures from yourself, interest-free, hoping that timeline will work out. Compare that to selling first. If you sell your current property before you buy your next one, you buy as a first-time property owner, zero ABSD, full stop. That's not a small difference. That's life-changing money that you are choosing to risk or not risk based purely on the sequence of the two transactions. Okay, so ABSD is one problem, but there's actually a second one that doesn't get talked about nearly as much, and it's just as important, your loan-to-value limit, the LTV. If you sell first, you're buying your next property with no outstanding home loan. The bank will lend you up to 75% of the purchase price. You need to come out with 25% in cash and CPF. If you buy first, you still have an outstanding home loan on your current property. Your LTV get capped at 45%. You need 55% in cash and CPF plus the 20% ABSD on top. Let's put real number on this. On a 1.5 million condo, sell first, you need roughly 375,000 in cash and CPF. Buy first while you're holding on to your current property, you need 825,000 in cash and CPF, and then another 300,000 in ABSD on top of that. That's 1.125 million out of the pocket versus 375,000. Same property, same price, different sequence. That's what the order of this transaction actually means in dollars. Now, here's why 2026 specifically is such an important year to get this decision right. According to PropNext research and HDB data, 13,400 HDB flats are reaching their minimum occupation period this year. That's nearly double 2025. These are mostly 4 and 5 room flats in Punggol, Dawson, Bidadari, Tampines North, real family, real homes, real equity sitting in them. All of these families are going to make the exact same decision you're making right now. Do we sell first or buy first? The one who go in without doing the math, they're going to pay ABSD they didn't need to pay. They're going to borrow less than they could have. And some of them are going to face genuine cash flow stress from running 2 mortgages at the same time. And there's something else. HDB resale price growth has slowed sharply. 2.9% in 2025 compared to 9.7% the year before. With 13,000 more flats coming into the resale market in 2026, sellers are no longer operating from a position of scarcity. The market is still positive, but the tailwind is gentler, which means if you're planning to sell a HDB, don't sleep on it. Also, if you bought your private properties after 4th of July 2025, the seller stamp duty window has been extended to 4 years. Make sure you understand exactly where you sit before you commit to a sale date. Given all of that, what's the right move? Here's how I walk my clients through it. Step 1. Know your number first. You cannot make a good sell first decision if you don't know what your current property is worth. Get a real data-backed valuation. The link is in the description. Give you a free instant valuation right now. No agents, no obligation, just the number. Start here. Step 2. Check your SSD window. If you bought your current property on or after 4th of July 2025, the SSD holding period is now 4 years. If you're still within that window, selling now will cost you 4% to 12% of your sale price in stamp duty. Factor that into your net proceed before you commit. Step 3. Secure your next property first with an OTP, not a purchase. Selling first doesn't mean you have to move twice. A good agent will help you negotiate an option to purchase on your next property, often with a longer exercise window, so you can sell your current home and complete both transactions cleanly without leaving out of a suitcase. Step 4. Plan your interim housing. The biggest reason people avoid selling first is the fear of being stuck without a home. Renting is almost always far cheaper than the ABSD and LTV penalty of buying first. Do the math, the rental cost will surprise you. Step 5. Move with confidence, not fear. The homeowners who make the best property decisions aren't the ones who have perfect timing. They're the ones who understand the rules, know their numbers, and move when it makes financial sense, not when they're guessing. Start with step 1 right now. The free instant valuation link is in the description. Takes 2 minutes, no agent chasing you. Look, the sell first versus buy first decision is not complicated once you understand the number, but it is consequential, and most people make it without even sitting down to work through what it actually costs. If this video gives you one thing to think about today, do me a favor and give it a like. It genuinely helps more homeowners who are searching for this exact answer find the video. And if you want to stay on top of what's happening in Singapore property market without the noise, hit the subscribe and tap the bell. I put out honest, straight-talking property content every week, no fluff, no hype. And the free instant valuation is in the description below. Takes 2 minutes, no one will call you, just your number. You can start making decisions right now with real information. I'll see you in the next one.